Morning. Took me 3 workarounds to actually be able to do this morning. I also have nothing to report. Really, I mean, what have I got to say that was going to help me understand you if you're not there? And then if you understand me, then I already have done what I'm supposed to do. Whoosh. That's what I wanted to talk about. Acknowledging absurdity. Laughter helps. Really does. But sometimes it's just a wry smile, isn't it? Like, why am I here? You know, why am I witnessing this absurd facade that we pretend is us living our best life? I mean, to be really, truly free, to be like in a state of complete and utter freedom, you know, not a reaction to everything else, because everything seems that's where we get caught out, you know. We have to acknowledge the absurdity of what we're seeing and then go, that doesn't mean I've got to do it as well. I think my mum's advice to me as a child, or me and my brother and my sister, it was always, because, you know, when you're, why did your parent goes, why did you do that? He did it first. Well, if he put his head in the oven, would you do that too? It's, you know, and to me, put his head in the oven. Why did she use that example of suicide as a way of stopping us from following fools? I mean, sure, suicide is foolish, but it's more than that, isn't it? You've lost all grasp of life if you're at that point. But it was a very weird thing to say. Especially as we had an electric oven. Oh, we didn't. That would be funny. That's absurd, isn't it? See, that's an absurdist joke. But you have to laugh. You have to look at what's going on in the world. Cartoon people. I think my friend, I don't know why he does this to himself, but he explores so deeply into the dark, absurd, ridiculous horrors of this world, because there's always going to be like this side and this side. So he goes hell for leather, balls to the wall. He goes all the way in to the darkness with very little or no Yeah, he has no thought for his own well-being, and that to me is absurd. You know, it's like you got to know, that you're pushing past the normal parameters, normal being in air quotes the thing that, knowing you're hurting yourself, to keep doing the same shit over and over and knowing you're hurting yourself, that is the ultimate absurdity, isn't it? I mean, uh, and yet it's like, oh, excuse me, and there's a serious implication to it, but you've got to step back and you've got to laugh. But it's like J.G. Ballard, and I mean, you look at the darkness, you go explore the darkness, you go into that place of like, well, why are we told we can't go there? And you explore it, and then you come back out and you go, whew, we're going there again, you know. But you do, you just what's J.G. Ballard? Yeah, always crashing in the same car. What other quotes? You always kill the thing you love. You know, kill that which you love. You know, so, yeah. There's all this, and it's an encouragement. I think it's an encouragement to recycle the bad stuff. Well, the bad stuff you don't recycle. You just, no, that's going away. It's done. And that's called learning a lesson, getting your fingers burnt, taking your hand out of the boiling water, you know, all of these things. Yet absurdity is all around. The absurdity of repetition, you know. Well, let's just give it another try. I know it didn't work last time. Yeah, I know. Well, maybe we missed something last time. Maybe it didn't. Yeah, okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you with the square wheel. You know, it's what the fuck? The square wheel. Interesting. It has potential. Oi, oi, oi. Ooh. The other thing I don't like is that I don't like. I acknowledge and I smile at. I don't necessarily laugh out loud because of the. It's just ridiculous. Is the ever since we've been using these things, these beautiful, beautiful things, is the popularity game. He's so popular. Oh my gosh. I got so many likes. Oh, it's going viral. Oh. And this one went viral because they did something crazy. So all it's doing is encouraging you to be more and more crazy. And then you wonder why everything's absurd. because everybody's trying to do the crazies. And then they call it viral because it's like a virus. It spreads everywhere. Oh my gosh. And what does virus do? It kills people. Oh my gosh. What are we going to do? We'll invent a vaccine. Oh yeah, turn off the internet. Wait a minute. What did you just say? Problem, reaction, solution, problem, reaction, absurdity. Oh dear. It's Monday morning. Oh my gosh, Monday, February 24th, 2025. And I haven't even finished my first cup of coffee. I stumbled out of bed. Monday. I have somebody in my life who I would say is, for the most part, a very miserable person. Embraces every aspect of pain, discomfort, embraces it and wears it on a sleeve like some sort of badge of honor. And I liken it to the boy who cried wolf, because she attracts those things that she's fearful of. And I can't use it as an example of, see, you made it happen, because I have no idea, because it just happened, right? But I think there's something in that perpetuality, that perpetual motion thing, where if you keep doing, if you keep looking into how bad it can be, then eventually you'll get there. You know, even though you're not aiming to get there necessarily, you're always looking into it as if it is a dark thing. You know, there's two sides, every coin. You know, actually, there's three sides if you count the edge. Quantum stuff. You know, there's always three sides. There's three sides to every coin. Heads or tails? Edge. And it lands on the edge. Woo! Aye. Possibilities, probabilities. I'm in a good questioning mood today. Cheerful about it because laughter is important, but still confused by people's active choices. I don't know why you choose to be that way. I don't know why anybody chooses to be that way. I met a bunch of people yesterday. People are very guarded. They let little out about themselves, and I'm like, blah 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 blah, you know, and they're like, yes, I live in West Hollywood, and who are you? And how can you hope to get to know somebody in a few minutes? But I try. I mean, I try sometimes. There was one wonderful person I met, and she's very out there in her look, but at the same time, very inside. You can tell there's something deeper, and so I started asking questions politely and telling bits about myself. You know, trading stories of our history. And I could see she was skipping large parts, you know. Oop. And then I did this, and it's like, what happened to those 15 years, you know? I suppose we all have a tendency towards that. I mean, I appreciate everybody's privacy, but used to be an expression, warts and all. It's like, you want to know me? You want to know all about me? Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to know you, getting to know. Oops, I'm going to get banned for singing. Uh, I don't know. I mean, how can you possibly get to know somebody in a few minutes, few days, few weeks, few years? I mean, it can go on forever, can't it? Because there's always going to be a part of you that you're discovering about yourself that you haven't revealed to another person because you've only found out about it in yourself anyway. You know, so there are always going to be nooks and crannies, and I'm appreciative of people's privacy. But I think if you're trying to be in a relationship with somebody and they keep pulling things out of these hidden spaces inside themselves and going, whoa, look at that. And you're like, oh, fucking hell, I didn't know you were capable of that. And it's like, you know, it's weird. It's not weird. It's disconcerting. You know, somebody you think you know reasonably well, and all of a sudden they're acting like, what? I didn't know you were like that. And then they claim, I've always been like this. You're like, okay. But I accept that absurdity. I acknowledge it. I don't have to live with it, but I accept and acknowledge it. I can laugh at it because it's not me. But can I laugh at it when it hurts itself? No. No, I have to say to it, like, come on. You're not like this, really. But then who am I to say that? Nobody. Happy to be, but nobody. The big picture, the little picture, my friends, my loved ones. Keep smiling through. You've got to. Even at this most absurd moments, got to keep smiling. It's, it's no, there is absolutely no point in continued misery. Acknowledge sadness, real sadness, work your way through it, and then come out the other side. But the point is, it's you don't bottle it, put it inside, and go, "Oh, it didn't happen." That's not acknowledging sadness. That's having it put into a pressure cooker, and then you're suddenly doing something that has no connection to that which you've tried to bottle up, and boom, it goes off, and you go, "Whoa, Jesus, why am I?" And yeah, it's facing those individual fears, isn't it, really? I know what the collective fear is, you know, the end of mankind and all that nonsense, but that's just a tale they're telling. But you have to face your own fears, and they may seem like insurmountable. I mean, you're going to look at it and you're going to go, Jesus, do I have to do this? Yeah, face it down. If it's a fear, face it down. You'll find out that once you've gone past it, it's like, wow, why was I frightened of riding that bicycle? Why was I frightened of driving that car? Why was I, it's you have to face down that. I mean, I'm not telling everybody to be a fucking daredevil. I'm just saying face the fear and find the source of your fear as best you can. Oops. Anyway, I have no qualms in saying I am my own boss. All right. Be your own boss. Have fun with it. Live, love life. Yeah. Just think of how ridiculous it is, the absurdity, and then acknowledge it and just go, yeah, moving on. Love you, live, love life. Remember, it's just a ride. Thank you, Bill. Bill Hicks. It's just a ride. Enjoy it. Bye. Till next time.